Okay, so let's start the second session. This is October the 13th, Friday, 2023, and we are in BBIS first year English class, and this is the second session. We are the first session and we had a break. So before the break, in the first session, we were reading that her mother, who was Western feminist and Hindu lady, mix up the two, how Western girls' forms of independence struck her mother as enslavement. Look, this writer, this girl wanted to be independent. She wanted to be a free person. And she thought that being a Nepali girl is not being free. Come in. See the problem, conflict. She staunchly disapproved of makeup before marriage. Mother said, no makeup before marriage. Drinking before marriage. No wine, alcohol before marriage. Sex before marriage. And we all know that in Western culture, all these are done before marriage. A girl can drink before marriage. A girl can have sex before marriage. A girl can wear makeup before marriage. See, this is the internal, external conflict. This is the cultural conflict. Nepali culture says no to these things. A married girl says okay to these things. Yeah. See the culture. तिमीहरूले पंगा चलाइदिनु भन्यो नि अक्वर्ड लाग्यो मलाई किन म कसोबाट आएको विद्यार्थीले टिचरलाई यस्तो गर्नु भनेर भन्दैन आफै गर्छ सी म कहाँ आए कसोबाट आएँ हामीले कहिले पनि यो त टिचरलाई यो गर भन्नु एउटा इमेजिनेसन थियो कसरी हुन्छ त्यो हुँदैन नि तर तिमीहरू भन्छौ सी द कल्चरल डिफरेन्स एज डिफरेन्स जेनेरेसन डिफरेन्स राइट अनि मलाई अक्वर्ड लाग्छ कि हामीले टिचरलाई यो गर्नु भन्दैनौँ कि कहिले पनि आफै गर्छौँ हामीले घरमा चाहिँ आफ्नो सिनियरलाई भन्दैनौँ नि यस्तो गर्नु भयो त्यसै यस्तो हो ओके सेक्स बिफोर म्यारेज नो मेकअप बिफोर म्यारेज नो ड्रिंकिङ बिफोर म्यारेज नो सेक्स बिट्विन म्यारिड पिपल क्यान बी अ ब्युटिफुल थिङ मदर सेड शी वन्स अनाउन्स्ड to us apparently with good intentions, but mostly she avoided the topic of the body. Look, the mother didn't talk about the body. There is a Facebook page by something Pandit, Dr. Pandit, I don't forget her name. She brings her mother. She's a lady psychiatrist living in America. She brings her mother at the two come, and then the mother is in 80s, 90s, I guess, 80. And they talk about private hygiene on camera. That's a good thing. But when I watch, I feel so awkward that an 80-year-old lady is talking about genitals and all that, and cleanliness. But she's trying to bring a change. She's trying to bring a change. She's showing that we can talk about sex, no problem, right? But the mother didn't talk about body, and she wanted to talk about body. It's good to talk about body. It's good. You should talk to your parents about body. You should talk to your children about body. There's nothing wrong. A school friend took pity on me. Oh God. A school friend took pity on me and taught me how to shave my legs. And we can guess she might have taught other things also. She writes only about shaving legs, right? But we can easily guess that the friend might have other things also. And I don't know, do you need to shave legs?
Yes.
Okay, if it is hairy.
Yes.
I do agree, right? If it is hairy because of your what do you call girls can grow hairy legs because of hormonal imbalance. It's because of hormonal imbalance. Otherwise, if you have hormonal imbalance, that a female body is not supposed. Yes, I have this issue at home. I have this issue at home. But as I understand, it's people say, I may be wrong, I may be right. People say it's because of hormonal imbalance. Okay, okay. I agree with you. A school friend took pity on me and taught me how to save my legs and underarms. Saving underarms. My mother disapproved doing this. This was mere enslavement. When I had my first period, I had no idea what was happening. But afterwards, apparently, on the advice of Dr. Spock, the child care expert, my mother had me sit on my father's lap and had him announce to my grossed out siblings that I had become a woman. And we might as well have been announcing that I had genitals. My mortification was complete. She felt as if she had been killed. Daddy kept on the lap. He brought siblings. He said, look, now Manju has become a woman. And she didn't like this idea. This is internal conflict, cultural conflict. Cultural practices at home and cultural practices outside home. Conflict. See this conflict. I was too helpless to understand the reasons. See, internal conflict. To reasons for my misery. But miserable I was in my half Nepali, half American life. See this. Ambivalent identity. Or let's say double identity. Or let's say split identity. Or let's say conflicting identity. Or let's say hybrid identity, where you show features of two cultures. So she didn't know if she was American or Nepalese. Exactly my niece who came to us last month. Just 11. Her Nepali is very awkward. She can't speak Nepali properly. Her English is just native English, American English. And she says, I don't like Nepal. I don't like Nepalese boys. I asked, do you have Nepalese boyfriend? No, I hate Nepalese boys. How can I make them my friends? She says. And she names all English boys' name. They are my friends in school. Right? I took refuge from it in art. Look. So to come out of this misery, she started painting. When I learned to mix colors, to draw likenesses, to steady my hand, I learned to use pencil, charcoal, pestle, watercolors, acrylics, oils. I went to the National Gallery and copied Picasso. I painted from life. I painted from my imagination. Fruits, glasses, portraits of famous people, self-portraits, portraits of my own hands I painted. Why? Why did she paint? Because she was seeking freedom. She was seeking freedom. But art did not exempt me from all the obligations, though we belonged to the impoverished underbelly of District of Columbia's diplomatic world. We did go to the White House and every now and then to black tie galas of balls. Once a year, the embassy hosted a National Day reception in a hotel basement. Hotel basement. Why? Because no money to pay for a good room. Where professional gate crashers, who is a great crasher? You come without being invited. Crash the gate. You're not invited, you get in. Would come for free drinks and meal. Nepalese would go. Jamketa as a embassy ma, rakhi paincha kana free ma, right? Also, once a year, the embassy hosted a Dasai party at the embassy, which overflowed with suited and booted men and sari-clad women. There was the occasional meeting of friends of Nepal and Nepalese in America that we kids had to go. Look at the language. Had to go to. Had to go to. She did not enjoy going to the same party, but parents took them. I also remember my sister and I having to parade our language, having to post parade in identical bukhus. I don't know, it is bakhu, Nepali dress, I don't know. At some fair run by the diplomatic wives. None of this constituted my idea of fun. Look. All this was no fun. During spring and Christmas breaks, the embassy turned into a boarding house as Nepali students, the children of family friends, came to sit out their school or college break. Girls would share my sister and my room in the attic. Boys would share my brother's attic room. My parents' room below us was off limits. Extra guests would also be put up in the official guest room and even in the royal guest room, which was no less derelict than the rest of the embassy. Royal guest room, but in a very poor condition. I'll read and just focus if necessary. One year, a Nepali student who boarded with us took it upon himself to pursue me. I was an ungainly 14-year-old with lank hair and large eyeglasses. The boy was 20. He told me he loved me and kissed me. His lips were faintly repulsive like warm milk. I remember being baffled physically. Writing is honest writing. Look how she brings personal experiences. After he returned to college, we talked a couple of times on the phone. When he broached the subject of marriage, though I decided to end our, whatever it was, our baffled romance. He protested, but I have already told my parents we are getting married. I am 14 years old, I said. We will wait, of course. He said, no, I said. Don't you love me? He said, I don't think so, I said. That's not love. When you pummel the body, that's not love. That's infatuation. Okay? Some days later, he had his roommate called to say that he had been hospitalized after a suicide attempt because I said no to the marriage. Distressed, I confessed all to my sister. She advised me to confess all to my mother. Even more distressed, I confessed all to my mother. See the conflict. This is internal conflict. Conflict at home. And she was 14 when all this was happening. So this is a story we call coming of age story. There's a genre in writing called coming of age story. A story where writers describe their experience of growing up. So this story narrates the experience of growing up. What happens to you when you grow up? Okay. Oh, why does it make this sound each time I use it? Okay. Came my mother's swift verdict. No Nepali boy will ever marry you now. Because you have been defiled. Defiled. What is defilement? Defile means once you have had sex or body contact with somebody, you are not fit to be married. Defile. Then with a few quick phone calls to the boy and his parents in Nepal, she and my father made the whole thing go away. They informed, no, it is possible. Okay. I believed my mother, no Nepali boy would ever marry me now. That belief set me free. Oh God, look, that belief set me free. No Nepali boy would marry me. And I felt, thank God I'm free. Thank God I'm free. If no Nepali boy was ever going to marry me, why not? I reasoned, actually be worthy of rejection. Then she decided, not only Nepali boy, now no boy will marry me. She decided, now I'll make sure no boy marries me, because marriage is end of all freedom, for women at least. Why marry? Because this is end of all freedom, right? Why bother to be good Nepali girl? I hated to be good Nepali girl. Who is a good Nepali girl? Nai Navannula kind of girl. Who is a good Nepali girl? Nai Navannula kind of girl. Or any kind of girl at all. I didn't want to be girl at all. Oh God. See the conflict. Psychological conflict. For a stormy year and a half, I wore my hair short to look like a boy. Dressed in lumberjack outfit to cover the body, growing body, and look like a boy. Walked with a manly swagger to look like a boy. Rejected everything to do with pleasing Nepali girlhood.